Doody 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 doo. Doo doody doo. Doo doody doo. Okay, let's get the 34. Let's see. First things first. Because I can get the only two planes that are relevant anyways and test fly them real quick. Because I mean, the only thing in dev server that's even remotely interesting is F-15E, and I think I can get this on my other account real quick, and I can also look at this thing, and I can also quickly go over if anything on any of these planes has changed. France gets nothing. Everyone else, so it's basically for planes you get the Ram, which is just the 15E but better. Um, Sweden gets nothing. France gets nothing. Italy gets nothing. China gets nothing. Japan gets nothing. Britain gets Brimstone Tornado that everyone's mad about because Brimstones aren't fire and forget. Not touching that one right now. Don't even think I ever want to touch it. Issue 34. So flanker with good radar and poopy doopy flight model. Germany gets nothing, like not a thing. So Germany suffers, and then America gets 15E. So I can just kind of do all this stuff real quick. Be like, hey, this is what the dev server is. Not take a lot of time, and we'll try to go in here and we'll try to see if anything has changed about the SU-27. But spoiler alert, it is not. It is the same. And in dev server, you do not have there's no SB game mode to play, so we're stuck with ARB. So we'll just like take off and sling a bunch of missiles in random directions, and hopefully that will cause us to research the 34 really quickly, because then I can just use the GE I have to buy all the crap and be like, here's the 34. It does the ground attacking. Make sure my controls are full real. Let's see. Oh. Goes down once, twice. So it's a 4, but it repeats twice, so it's basically a 6. So the radar seems to be exactly the same. You got 80-kilometer detection on head-on. I don't really mind the 27 radar for long range detection. It's like it's not great, but it's okay. This is why people think that this plane's like actually goaded for like Arby's. They do like the I'm gonna launch a ER at a guy trick and then do whatever. Oh, it's kind of neat that they added a X person is disconnected from the game. The graphics do look a little bit better too. Oh, that just might be the preset graphic settings. Like it seems like a little bit less whitewashed. But let's see. I'm getting 40. But I'm getting 44 frames per second too on the stream. So 44 FPS might not be the goat. Oh, that's gonna be the thing. Let's see if a 30-kilometer R77 can hit. Shoot. Another one, because why not? Because we just need kills. I'll shoot another one at 14, because why not? Okay, so that's the guy that disconnected. Go R27 ET, my goat. I just fucking locked on like a flare probably. Alright, we got a impact on something. Let's get TWS up here. And then go all the way through it, get it down to 50. I don't know, on my screen it shows the red-brown color more than the red. Once I get the SU-34, I'll go to test flight after this. I wanted to see if anything was changed about the 27, and I'm going with it's a big no. Let me get our last radar missile out, and we get 2. We should just be 1 around. So we know that the guy is 32 kilometers away. It's not him. Okay, there we go. It's this guy. But I'm just having my morning coffee. I'm gonna do a little quick review. Is the 27 radar bugged? Can we not? I think it's locked onto this guy. At least hard locked. And then it... Okay. It just... Okay. Oh, that's fucking cool. I hope that makes it alive. I think I just die here. Nope, we save it for multipath. Boy, that's gonna look really fun and fucking real soon. Give me the kill, give me the kill, give me the kill, give me the kill, give me the kill. Yeah. Should be everyone. Man, who said Air RB is hard? Yep, shoots all of his Groms off, and it hits friendlies. Nice. Let's see. Can we get the? All right, we're just gonna do this here. I'm just gonna. I think I can just do it this way. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will never financially recover from this. Well, here's the duck. It doesn't look cute. Like the cockpit visibility is gonna be so bad, though. I already know that. Let's unlock some of these secondaries. Gonna just go and smash the GE button through them. Modifications. I don't really know what most of the stuff is because I haven't really used Soviet ground attackers. R27E RET is goaded. Let's see, I can go through here. I'm not gonna really go for okay, R73. The Grom, it's the cruise missile everyone's like super upsetty spaghetti about. S-25s are just rockets, so I'm not gonna. I think we've seen dumb rockets before. I think we're gonna have to wide ring wings repair. KH-38ML. So this should be able to get me. Okay, we'll go through this line too. I am not buying. I am not buying GE explicitly for the dev server. Okay, let's get some of our secondary weapons. I think the first thing to I wonder about is ETs. So we might be cooking here. Let's see, R77 and R77, ET, R73. So this loadout might actually be really good for sim, for deck ratting, and for shooting at people that are going to be climbing to space, because people usually don't flare ETs, or they don't like if you shoot the ET first and they don't get like a radar warning or anything, like if you don't hard lock them, they don't like know they're getting shot at. So this might be like a metamobile loadout. Let's get some other stuff on here. Can't really. I don't think this thing has HMD either, so that's going to be a little different. Let's put a little bit of everything on here just to see what we got. So we got KH-29, KH-38. I think the 38 is supposed to be the 29 TD versus the L. I don't really know the difference between these two, so we'll just. I think one's a TV seeker and the other's whatever. TD. This is a bunch of bombs. I think this is. OFABs are. I think these are dumb bombs. Let's see if I can. LS Grom 2. So we got Grom 2. Guided bomb. Okay, so Grom 2 is probably the glide bomb. Let's see. Put another KH-38 on there, why not? Or actually, I was going to put 29, 25. You might not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like. So let's just go to test flight here. So I did change the test flight thing a little bit. Or the test flight menu screen here. So you get Denmark or Ladoga. Which is neat. Target rank high or low. I'm assuming that just gives you different different things to shoot at. Flares and chaff up to 98. 98. I think that's pretty normal. No BOL pods or anything like that, so we don't have a plane that's gonna like piss and shit countermeasures all over the place. But we'll take a look at it. 13-3, Rowan for, sorry, I'll look at the plane, but I'm looking at the chat too, so I got it on my phone, so my head's down. Um, the worst 13.3 besides the F4F ice is going to be the Tornado, the AMRAAM one, which is, it's up bad because of all the same reasons that the Tornado is bad, so. First things first, cockpit rear visibility is just like kind of what you'd expect, SU-24 levels of non-existent. So like, you're not, you can't even like see your wingtip here, and it's obviously you can't see anything this way, so just like I guess if like if I was following this thing with like an F-16 or something, I just like approach from like the right side and just shoot a heat-seeking missile with the radar off, and nobody's gonna be able to do anything. I am kind of curious if we can change all this stuff here though too with the Y menu. So let's go Y7. So we got 1, 2, 3 MFDs apparently, so we can switch that. So we got HUD, the map, the targeting pod, the RWR, and the radar. So let's just put that one to the radar, the RWR. Although I don't really know that we need that. Let's see if there's a third MFD. So yeah, that counts as the third one. So I mean that's all the way over there though, so it's kind of like for maximum LARP, we'll put the targeting pod on that one so that this guy here can have something to look at. But I mean, it's kind of dumb. If you actually wanted to LARP, I'd probably, that's probably the way I'd set it up. And then maybe like, yeah, whatever. Go through the Y menu again. Let's see, we got the OFABs, the GROM, all this crap. I need to like figure out how to use it. So radar, let's see what we got for modes. We got search PD, this is our normal mode, and from the looks of things, our width, we've got a couple of good widths, and it's really nice that we got this like super search pattern here. So this is going super fast, it's kind of neat. We get like good refresh on that. Even here, this is pretty good, but you still have like a 60 up, 24 down, so I think it, even though you have like a really good search area, a lot of your searching is like going up into like space where people probably won't be. And if you're down here at low altitude, like you got the radar down here, you're searching 50% of it's like below the ground. So kind of would, usually when I fly like on the deck, I'll angle the radar that way. We got a wide scan, left and right limits though. So a 90-degree pattern, and it probably repeats basically the same. Like, not speed as the F-16, because the F-16 is not going up and down as much, but I think this is probably functionally better, but I don't think it's radically better, because you only have a 120-degree gimbal limit, too. Range-wise, 100, 200, I mean, you can detect everything across the map, so you can use this as a giant AWACS. Look at TWS real quick. So TWS modes, we got a wide scan, 90 by 24, a narrow 30 by 12. This would be really good. This would be really nice to have on a SU-27, or like MiG-29. I don't know if this plane is going to be that good, but I mean the radar, I'm kind of hyped for the radar. Let's see if I can. So we got three widths, 90 by 24, 30 by 12 super duper search, and then 60 by 24. So I think 90 by 24 is probably going to be the main one, and then if you're doing BVR things, you're gonna like reacquire the guy right away. If you're gonna do like the tricky launch an R-27 ER, break off, let it fly halfway across the map and relock, I'd use like this mode, because you can definitely relock a lot quicker and actually do it reliably once the radar is not bugged, hopefully. We got search PD head on. This is whatever, and I think we got kind of the same modes: 90 by 24, 30 by 12, 60 by 24. Yeah, so same thing. TWS head-on, 30, 60, 90, 24, 24, 12. So same thing. GMTI, I think, is the ground mapping radar, so I think that's supposed to detect ground targets. So let's see what we got for widths for that. So GMTI only has, same thing, 30, 60, 90, 24 by 24, and then 12. So narrow is narrow both ways, and then wide is wide. And I think you can probably detect ground targets with this and just kind of send it 100 kilometers. So it's going to be interesting to see how this works in EC. So we'll go kind of probably test that out on a random game and try to figure it out. But obviously with GM ground radar, I'm assuming that you'd want to angle down, because obviously why would you use the ground radar to search the sky? But let's take her off and see what it can do. I'll look at all the cockpits of the stuff that I have and see what it is. I think all the RWR changes that came out today was that basically some of your newer RWRs are not going to pick up like older planes as like their names, and then the Russian SPO 15 is supposed to like actually work now. So we got. Let's see if I'm just gonna put it at 20 kilometers because I don't think the targeting pod can lock anything further than that. See if we can pick anything up. So we do have a bunch of ground targets. So in theory, we should pop up on the radar, right? Or do they have to be? They might have to be moving too. Let's see, what's the map say? Map says there's ground targets over this way, so we'll go over this way, see if we can pick them up on the old radar screen. It would be nice if they would let you switch to like the second guy to like be able to look or something, or have the guy like gesture and be like, oh, there's fucking people to the right. Because this visibility is not good. It also doesn't have HMD, so it means your R73 is not nearly as useful. But it does mean your regular radar should get 60-degree offset. So let's see, we'll go back towards the airfield, see if we can pick anything up. If we can't pick up anything at the airfield, we'll climb and start chucking Groms or something. These are just like straight dumb bombs. So let's see if we got a sight mode standard, ground target. So do these not have? Is this the bomb sight? Like, or is it cannon on ground target? Okay, sight mode bombs. So in theory, should hit the tree, right? Yeah, that's close enough. Okay, that's kind of neat. Actually, like, sort of works. So let's see what we got for. Oh my god, that does not have thermals. That is like just night vision. Oh my god. That's gonna be. It's gonna make things a little bit kind of like potentially painful on some of these maps. I'm trying to find it. Oh, well, a TV Seeker does look like it has. Let's see if it has thermal. No, it doesn't. Just high contrast. So we got a targeting pod with a bunch of zoom, but it's just a pure TV targeting pod. So that is actually technically worse than the F-16 targeting pods. I'm sure someone will be in the comments. Well, actually, it has a 25 zoom instead of like 12 or something, but not a zoomer. So, God, this thing kind of feels kind of like a boaty boat. So with this, let's set a target point so that we can have the camera like actually pop up in front of us. And that looks kind of like a hospital. And why not? Well, let's see. I think all this stuff is like supposed to be fire and forget too. Oh, that hospital is gone. Look at that destruction effect, though. I haven't seen anything like that since a Nintendo 64. So we do get ETs, which is nice. Oh no, I think the biggest thing I'd be hyped about this plane is having a bunch of like R27 ETs. Um, let's see if this plane like destroys itself energy wise. I'll take like a min fuel like loadout and see if this thing actually turns or if Canards like did anything. I mean, I know there's like people saying that the 34 has thermals, so I wouldn't be surprised to see thermals come to live server. I don't wouldn't be surprised if it was like a second dev server kind of thing. Like, but let's see if this thing turns Goog. I don't think that it does though. I think that it feels better because it's actually just turning less and it doesn't pull as hard, and you don't reach that like speed range where it like completely bleeds out. Like really, it seems like a really kind of mid 3D model. Like just kind of like a Blackwell. I guarantee those don't spin either. But let's go here. We'll go 12 minutes of fuel. So I've got WTRTI open, but I don't have it streamed, but I can kind of tell you what the sustained turn rate of this thing is and kind of compare that to the 27. It does have a gun though, so that's good. It doesn't. They didn't do something stupid like give it like the Gussie 23. And it's weird that it has the pylons say that there's things on it, like the 6 and 7 there says there's stuff on the pylons, but I don't have any weapons equipped, so. This is confirmation that jammer pods are coming. Hello. I'm trying to do like 1,000 kph like turn because I know that's where the 27 is currently kind of like the most viable at, which is kind of bad. Like, so I'm getting like 14.9. So let's go to manual controls because if we don't go to manual controls, we actually won't be able to like pull through it. So let's see if we can get. Blacked out, but even on manual, like this hard turn here is basically 20 degrees per second, and you're losing speed. Go down, so 25, and then you do the backflip and you fall out of the sky. See if we can do anything. So you probably want to be at like 800 for like the start of maneuver if you're gonna do like something goofy. So let's see if we do this. Like, I need to see the guy to the right, but I can't. Let's see if we can recover this. I don't think we do. Nope. So overall right now, current opinion is its use as a fighter in EC is going to be tied to the fact that it can carry a bunch of ETs. I think that's going to be probably the best option. The second best option is probably going to be 27 ERs from like long distance of like trying to unlock and relock them. Really, your probably best option for this plane is to kind of use it as an AWACS for your team and just shoot Grom missiles across the map at like bases or something. Um, like this radar would be real. I'd really love to have like this radar on an SU-27 variant or even a MiG-29 variant, which I don't think would have been that unreasonable because the radar that became the Urbis had like a version that was supposed to go for the SU-27 that was actually just like a mechanically scanned radar that wasn't a PEZA, and it probably wasn't even this good. It's probably just like more or less would have been on par with like the current F-15 and F-16C radars, and I think that would have been, I think that would have been fine. Um, but then it would have a higher gimbal limit, and it would be basically very similar to the Zook radar on the 29 SMT. But also, the Zook radar also had a version that was made for the 27 or designed for the 27. I don't know if it was, they ever made it or put it on anything, but like that would have been an okay dynamic of like, well, the Americans have radar that's basically a little bit worse, but the missiles are a little bit better and a little bit better at range with a little bit better flight performance, and your radar is really good, but your missiles are kind of short range. That would have been a good dynamic to have for the last patch instead of just slapping another missile on the thing. Oh, I know I didn't check. I didn't check if the thing had Erst. It doesn't have. It does. It's not going to have Erst. I can already see like on the nose it doesn't have Erst. But let's look at some of this stuff here. I got to figure out what the difference between all this crap is too. Let's go to secondary weapons. We'll create a new loadout. R73 is just going to be kind of pointless. But even for ground attacking, because you can't put anything else on the outer pylons, this is gonna be pretty good. Like 73s aren't shit, but having just two ETs while you're going to like bomb your base will be a kind of a not really a game changer, but it'll be nice to have if you're gonna go bomb bases and stuff with this thing or go try to attack ground targets. Let's see, KH-29 TD. I'm gonna go. We'll save that for a second. I'll look at what. I think the KH-38 is the one that everyone mauls about, but let's see. I think. What's the good anti-tank missile? Like, what's the good? It's gonna be the good wipe out the ground battle meta. Um, let's see. No double pylons. You can take two of these at the same time. Is that what it says? Or no? No, ammo one. So all these are singles. There's no doubles. So this is, so I think for attacking ground battles, I think the Groms are just going to be probably the most straightforward thing. I think the KH-38 is going to be the best thing for convoys, because I think the KH-38 can track moving targets and the Grom is GPS guided, so Cope and Seethe. And see, what can we throw on here? We got two, we put two pretty big bombs, or it's four pretty big bombs. You might be able to get like half of a base or so out of like the bombs here. This pylon, oh, okay, neat. So we'll get more bombs. I think those are the same ones. So we get a bomb rack here. Then we can go KH-38. KH-38 and KH-38. So it's starting to look like a SU-27 with a bunch of shit on it. So 2-player kills with the ETs. The R-73s just kind of exist. I think you could also replace them with I didn't see it. Let me I'm gonna go modifications. Keep thinking you can unlock is that so we got 27 ET. Okay, so you get the T and the ET right away. But why do they have the T? Then they just, why would you even take the T if the ET exists? Well, you can get the 27R ER combo, which would be okay, but I think the ET for EC purposes is just going to be like much better. This thing here, the Cab 500 guided bomb. I think this is a TV secret. I think this is, and then R77. So I mean, in all honesty, I would just run kind of what I got right now. I think for EC. But let's go try to bomb a bunch of crap in test flight, and then I'll catch up on chat. Oh, I took the gun. I took the gun loadout, not the Omega Bomber loadout. So it would be nice to be able to customize your weapons in the hangar, or not in the hangar, but on the in test flight. Just how to do this. I'm gonna do mission editor too. Go here. Okay, so we can put a target point out, but I don't think, because we don't have HMD, our target points are tied to the HUD. So like this little green thing is the target point. So we don't want to have like the camera on the fucking targeting pod to be like fucked off to like Narnia from wherever you left it last. You set a new target point and it'll be like on the general direction of like the ground battle kind of thing. So I'm gonna go south, and I'm gonna like kind of like turn around and like point my ass up at this thing and try to shoot missiles at it. And then we got a bomb base over here, so we'll go for this thing. Let's get sight mode, bombs. If we zoom up, we still have to kind of like dive bomb still to actually have that like little pipper in there. I'd like to do CCRP, but I am lazy. Let's find our base. I think that's it. That's the base right there. So, a bunch of bombs. Oh, fuck. Well, we blew up the base. Might have hurt the plane, though. Afterburner effect looks really cool, though. Like, let's see if we can we view swap here? And I like the landing gear, too. Like, the double landing gear is kind of neat looking. So I'm gonna just. So I already know how base bombing works. I'm gonna go for this ground battle and go at it from the north though. It'll be faster. GMTI doesn't seem to really do anything right now. Like maybe I'll take it into like a match and see if like moving targets affects it, but I don't think there's any convoys in this thing, so I don't really. Unfortunately, I don't see it being a game changer for EC. I don't think I want to be able to like lock like the cruise missiles at like stuff from across the map that's like stationary. Like I think I have to do it manually with the targeting pod, which is I think kind of limited to 20 kilometers right now. I think everything's kind of limited to 20. But there might be a way to game it. Like the game has preloaded target points for the bomb points. So if I can figure out how that works, you might be able to like take off and launch like cruise missiles from takeoff and just launch them across the map and kill all the bases like more or less right away, and then fly around as an AWACS and look for people to ET. So we got our. So we don't have HMD, but we have a target reference point there. So that's odd. So let's see. Ground battle should be somewhere over there. We'll just back on throttle, set up AGM. And because we don't have thermals, we gotta like manually find them. And because they're not shooting at each other, there's no. Right, so we gotta figure out. So they're to the right side of the road, past a bend. So they're like in here somewhere. Like I just flew over them. So they're on. Unless, oh, I think that the ground targets are not even like tanks. I think they're just like the fucking these huts over here. Because, or there they are. There's something that looks like tanks. So we'll set the target point and we'll just go out and come back to it. Not really a big deal in EC. It's going to be a little bit easier to find them because they'll be all shooting at each other, and they're on a lot of maps are kind of easy to find. On maps like Afghanistan, Dark Denmark is kind of garbage for target detection. Let's see what the 38s look like through the thing. I think the 38s have like one of the longest distances in the game for like ability to blow stuff up. So we did got our target point there, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Boop. And they all go to the same laser though. So I thought these were supposed to be like. So those are laser guided. So I must be using them. Like I thought Fire and Forget was like meant that I could just wipe everything out like they were AGM 65s. It's nice to have the range, but let's see. Let's see, like learning in action here. God, things real. It's. My smoke effect looks kind of cool. Okay, we can go back and play with the Groms a little bit because the Groms should be Fire and Forget. So let's see. We said the try the other version of the same thing. So these are 38 mLs. We want 38 whatever the other one is. Simply, what is the good one? What's the good missile? Okay, KH-38. Okay, 38 MT. Do I have those? Okay, I have to unlock them. Okay, so the MT versus the ML. The MT is going to be TV guide can be fire and forget. So I should be able to do kind of the same thing I try to do with this, but they'll actually go to their target. So simultaneous, like not simultaneous, but just click on all the tanks and there's six ground kills. Technically, let's go for the Groms. Secondary. This and go for the Grom. Grom 1. Grom 1. Grom 1. Can we launch? We can't put any missiles in the center. Grom. Grom. And Grom. We're groming. Look at the gear. Okay, gear up. I'm gonna just fly over here and put a target point on them because I am not gonna see these things from a distance with the current camcorder. So put that there. That gets us trucks and stuff. I'll go out like a long ways and shoot at it. Because I know the Groms can go across the map, but I'm more kind of curious of like, what's the practical distance where you can kind of like expect to target trucks and stuff like that with the targeting pod. Because I think a big thing is going to be the 20-kilometer kind of limit for targeting. So let's see if it changes anything. Because I mean, at the point, if it's 20 kilometers, I might as well just use the other missiles, just because you could technically use go for the AA trucks first, and then kind of like loiter around and drop bombs on it. But I mean, right now, I think the F-15E might be better for this kind of thing, at least for like EC purposes, because I think having 20 small diameter bombs is kind of 20 kills for ground units for like the stationary ones. That, and you can carry a bunch of AMRAAMs too. Let's get our... So where did our targeting point go? It's like our plane lost track of it. So we know it should be there. And we went outside the limit of what the plane can keep track of. So let's go here. Okay, there we go. There's a targeting point, maybe. So I know that they're over there, because I'm pretty sure that's the road. But let's just find out if we're actually gonna find our tanks here. It might be off the side. See, this is where I wish I had thermal. Like, being able to like actually scan stuff quicker would be really nice, or have like the ground radar work. You get an F-16 ping locking me. Like, how do I have an F-16 ping? Like, when the heck did that happen? trying to fly towards the F-16 RWR ping just to see if it like pops up on the radar. In all honesty, in this plane with this narrow scan, I'll probably be using the narrow scan more often because I think this here is like, it's nice it goes back and forth left and right really quick, but the fact it's like searching so far up and down is like kind of pointless for like the way most people play EC. And I think you're like, with it going up, like your whole top half of your scan is just basically scanning like the stratosphere. Hey, we got guys here. I'm gonna shoot missiles at them. Let's see if I shoot the Grom. Here, I have a cruise missile. This guy should have a cruise missile too. I mean, even with the big search pattern though, you do get like pretty good updates here. And ooh, that's kind of neat. Is it neat? Oh no, it's like a target. It's like tracking the target point. I thought it was tracking both of them at the same time. But on this narrow scan is going to be kind of pretty goog. Let's try something. So we'll go and get these guys to drop off the radar and see what the reacquisition kind of looks like. And it looks like they fixed the thing where you can't move the radar much while you're like turning. So that's kind of neat. So we come around and hey, we pick them up like basically right away. Man, this would be really nice to have on a fighter. I'd be really excited if this was on a fighter. Although this plane feels like, I think it might be light enough to use as a fighter. I don't think it might actually be preferred over the 29 SMT, to be honest, just because of the radar. But the not seeing around part is kind of not great. So we'll go play it in the random game. Natty the Panda, there are plenty of people that play Sim on an Xbox controller and do perfectly fine. If you frequent my server, which I recommend that you don't, do not come here. It is not good. It is cursed. You can see some cursed controller setups. Like a guy has a PlayStation 4 like motion sensing controller that he uses, and he does fine in it. It looks fucking dumb. It's like you spin around the Wiimote and he gets kills with it. Like, I'm sure at some point someone's going to use like a trackpad to play Sim and do fine. So let's take this into Air Realistic. I'm going to I'll bring the Groms. Let me see if I can set like a target point thing. Like controls, I think target point stuff is switch to mission bombing target. We'll just call that, I don't think I have anything for here. Alright, switch mission bombing target. So I will replace that because I think, yeah, I can replace that because it's a redundant button. Because I should be able to pick the lid out before I spawn. Grom 2. I thought the Grom 2 was just a glide bomb, though. I didn't think the Grom 1... I thought the Grom 1 was the missile and the Grom 2 is the boob. Because, let's see, I think I have... Yeah, this is a guided bomb. This is a missile. I'm going to shoot the missiles first and see if I can make them into hittles. So I said that this button, bombing target 0, is that one. So if I just go, make sure I have, that should be it, right? That should basically be all you have to do. So we can go bombing target 1, 2. Okay, so the fact that it has this, I can go through all 4, means that technically if you're in a squad in EC, right, you can just take off in this and be like, oh, I'm going to hit target 1. And the other guy goes, I'm going to hit target 2. And I think that's all you have to do to suppress the bases. So that's going to be, it's going to be neat. It's going to be impossible to counter, but it'll be neat. I guess I'll just fly around, see if I can go kill people with ETs for a second. Get Twiz radar on. I'll put it out to 100 kilometers. So guys do basically pop up right away on the thing. And we're doing the 60-degree pattern. We'll do the 90-degree pattern. So we pick them up at all the way, basically from their spawn. We'll try the RWR. I'm seeing how far away I can get a... What the fuck? Okay. That looked a lot faster than I'm normally used to seeing. And we do have an ACM mode. Dogfight me, coward! Huh, okay. Okay. Oh, well, that's going to be a problem. So if you neg G in the thing too hard, you can just break the wings off. And I think that was in damping. So my question is, for EC mode though, would your pre-designated bomb targets be based on like an arbitrary position, or are they based on like what's currently spawned? Because you might have 20 bomb targets that are preset, like potentially, but there's only like 5 or 6 that are up at a single time. So are you able to just kind of yeet them by selecting bomb target? Would be my first question. But I mean, I think I've done enough of the SU-34. I think people can kind of see what it is. I don't really want to like go and try to grind through the rest of the stuff, because I mean, I think all of the weaponry is already stuff that's currently in the game besides the Groms and the glide bombs. Because let me look here real doubly quick. So if you guys have any questions about this thing, ask them now or forever hold your peace, because I'm about ready to log out and change, and I'm gonna have to probably go play RB for like a couple of games to get the 15E unlocked. But I'll look at the 15E and what it can do. Let's go, because I think, let's see, I don't want to make that. I wanted to look at modifications. So we're missing the ER and the ET, or not the ER. We're missing. Well, we are missing the ER. Personally, I'm probably not going to run ERs on it for EC. I think the ETs are just much better utility wise. That, and it seems like 25-kilometer head-on lock with the radar is kind of like pretty darn good. And I'm assuming rear aspect you can also get better, because you'll have like the Seeker will be more centered up in the thing. It should be able to pick up rear aspect targets further away too. So the F-15s are going to be climbing to space and shooting AMRAAMs across the map. It might not have as easy of a time now, but also Israeli F-15 is like pretty disgustingly cracked. But I mean, I won't be surprised if things change before like live server. I expect probably one more dev server. Although this one might be the only one too, because like The 34 flight model feels like it's fine. The 15 flight model is probably the same. It's not going to be like the Jeff and the J10 where it's like you hit the rudder and it flies sideways. Like these are probably just modifications of like things that are already in the game. Same thing with like the Grom it's a cruise missile, but I mean it's going to use the same guidance logic stuff as any of the other things. Like it goes to a point. I think that's pretty like straightforward and simple. So let's look at my chat here. There is no lock on after launch ER in the game. You can kind of game it a little bit. Apollo, I'll look at the Gripen in just a second. I'm gonna answer this question though. You can kind of game it by locking it, shooting it, and then unlocking it, and letting itself kind of like guide itself towards the target with INS, and then relocking at the last second. People have good experiences with this in RB, mainly because you can shoot it at the cluster of people, and even if the one guy that you were going to target initially like flies out of the way, there's probably someone else that's within the missile range that you can kind of like pick a second target. The radars on the 29 SMT and the Su-27 aren't really conducive to doing that, because as soon as you drop your lock, and if you turn away, like say you shoot the 27 ER far out, and an AMRAAM is shot at basically the same time, the time to target between those missiles, if they're launched in kind of like the same circumstance, is like within 1 second of each other. So usually what happens is even if you do like the lock on after launch, or launch, let it go, lock on at later point, you still end up eating the AMRAAM like a second later. So you have to like break off, like fly backwards, and then try to refresh and get it on. And the Su-27 radar is really bad at that. The 29 SMT kind of sort of works, but you only get 2 of them. I've had like a little bit of success with it, but not a lot. So it does sort of work, but that answers that. We'll look at the Gripen MFDs, because I only have the Gripen. I don't have the Swippen. I don't think this thing gets anything new for weapons at all. It doesn't get any new modifications, but we do get multifunctional displays. So we got, okay, so we're going to go through all the stuff. So we'll go MFD. So the first mode, we got RWR. I think this is radar. I think this is the new radar thing. Because, yeah, that's kind of neat. So you get the radar, you get the RWR. So, and then, let's see, number 2, you can do radar RWR, and 4 is going to be permanently the map. So, this is kind of neat. Let's see, we got range 46. Let's see if the moving the cursor up and down, what kind of information we get from this. So does it tell me? Okay, so it tells. So the top thing looks like it tells the altitude range that it's scanning. So you could use this. So you can go boop. So you know that's up 60, but it looks like it's inverted though too. Because if you look at the right side, it says I'm scanning all the way up, and now I'm scanning all the way down. But this thing is it's bugged, and it's wrong. Left and right is good though. So they just need to flip that upside down and it would work. But I think people can know that. And take off and detect some targets and see what it does, what it do. So we get wide search. Nice thing about the Gripen is it does have this like 140 degree wide pattern that's like narrow scan too, which is really kind of useful in EC. But you do broadcast your location to everyone. We'll get the Y function menu off. So if we turn, does anything change? So we get the heading. So the heading changes. If we change the range scale, okay, cool. So white is, I'm assuming, the maximum lock-on range, or it's not, because on this one, the inside green should be the lock-on range on the right side, and on the blue one, you don't. So it says that this is the range. Although it might be range to the missile. No, it doesn't. Nope, it doesn't change based on the missile. So I don't know. I think this is definitely unfinished. Let's see. Pick anything up and go. I didn't know there's an air target right here. So in ACM mode, okay, so we got hard lock. So it says 3. Like, the target's right there. You should, like, pick it up. Okay, there we go. So it says 3. So I think that's saying 3,000 feet, maybe, for altitude. Let's see if on TWS what it does. If we get kind of the same info. It still says 3. So you do have some information. You do have like this thing. This is already in the game though. It's like as far as the HMD like tracking the target with the little line thing. I'm shooting hard dart at this thing. See if do we get any info here? I'm gonna try something different here. Yeah, that's what I was kind of saying is like the target altitude is the thing that should be in here for the thing on the thing on the thing, the brain thing. We'll do head to head. Apply. Actually, we'll do 16, and we'll put one guy on our team. And whatever. That'll be the default. Let's look at a bunch of radar crap on the thing and we can see what the radar, what it do. Oh god. Well, good news is the AI still doesn't know how to take off. So I'll leave the canopy open to break everyone's sense of immersion and make the whole entire sim community mad. Oh, this has to be like, this is an arcade. Has to be an arcade right now. Okay, so we got that. So we got a bunch of stuff, 3,000 feet. Let's go altimeter here and just double check what we're getting. I have a measure our altitude in cheeseburgers here. So we're at 7,000. So there's like 1 at 3. And the cockpit's not breaking off, so that's pretty neat, I guess. So we're at 2,400 feet. So these guys should be saying 3 to 2. That looks like what that is. That's 2 to 3,000. Let's see if we shoot a missile at them. If we get anything down here, as far as like tracking. We did not get any kind of like missile tracking from our plane to theirs. Nothing predictive on the new radar MFD, which means that the The right side radar MFD is probably a little bit more useful currently. Look at ACM modes. We do single target track. Shoot another darter at him. So we do get the narrow. So I think that pretty much covers the MFD changes. Right now I'm looking down and it says that I'm looking up, so that's bugged. We can get another target on here real quick and see what information we can get. So we got speed, target 820. We got our heading. Target altitude says 5,000 feet, which, yeah, it seems about right. So the new radar MFD is going to be useful in the sense that in a track while scan, let's see what regular. Okay, so we got range while scan here too. So this is saying 2 to 3, 5. So it still has the altitudes, but it doesn't show the headings. I was hoping it would show the range from you. Grip and radar is still like you can't move it unless you're level, basically, or not pulling. So the duck radar you can move, but this one you really can't. So let's see. So even in PDV, it looks like you get the calculated altitude, but I have to play with it more. Okay, track PD, 2,000 feet. It's about 2,000 feet. So that's actually going to be kind of useful. Let's see if, and I think we get the same info. Yeah, we still get the same info in track, and it tells everything. So it's like I know there's like 2 at 2,000, 1 at 7,000, 1 at 9,000. Of like the things that are on the radar. So that'll be useful. It'll be more useful probably for the Swedish one than the British one, just because the AMRAAMs are a little bit further for range. Our darters are kind of like really not the best. So any other questions about the grip and MFD? Catching up on chat here real quick. Pezza radar makes the 27 ER harder to notch. I don't think that it does. I don't think it's going to really change anything for the ER. That'd be something that is worth testing, but it's just basically a super fast refresh radar. And I think that it'll probably still have the same issues of locking on chaff that every other radar has, and going to notch, dropping chaff will be make the ER notchable, but it's also going to be a lot faster for the Pezza radar to relock. So most people are probably just going to try to multipath the ER, would be my guess. So it's going to be something worth experimenting with once the plane drops. Moving down, F4F ice is going down to 13.0. This will be a good change. Tornado F3 I don't think is going down. That is a bad change. RIP Britain. Britain suffers. I think the F3 could go down and be fine. British Tornado has HMD. I don't think that it matters. If it's only the GR4, then it really doesn't matter. Although I don't know if the GR4, what does it have for its hiddles? So it gets 9Ls? Does it not get 9Ms? I do not see a 9M in this. Oh wait, I'm looking at the GR1. I'm stupid. GR4, Brimstone 9M, and a bunch of chaff and stuff. Brimstones, I think, would be neat if it was like actually lock on after launch, but also slamming the button 9 times towards the general vicinity of a ground battle in like SB ground or RB ground is probably not a good mechanic. So I can understand why they're at least being cautious with this, but Britain suffers. PGM 2000s are pretty neat. Paveway 4, I don't even know why did Britain use the paveways for so long? I do not know. I think this is a glide bomb, or is it not? Enhanced GB. I don't know. I am talking out of my ass here. I don't know anything about Britain. I don't even want to go to the country. It's probably the worst part of Europe, and I understand why they got kicked out of the EU. So we'll. I'm gonna close the. I'm gonna hide the stream, re-log in, and we'll look at the F-15E and see how that is. So let's see if I can do this. I'll close the game capture, and now nobody can like send thigh pics to my emails. Let's see, go here. If someone has like a recording and can do like polarization of the mic and understands the position of the microphone, I can figure out my password and all that stuff probably. I don't know. Right, we got this. We'll open the stream back up. If we go here, it should tell us that we're good. Okay. F-15E, this thing. I'm not gonna grind this out. I'm just gonna fly it in test flight because all of the I think all of the weapons that are coming on this thing, except for the small diameter GBUs and the glide bombs, I think, are basically the same as what we have. GBU 39 is going to be kind of goated, but I think secondary weapons wise, you can take like 20 of the small diameter bombs, which means you fly towards the ground battle and click 20 times on everything, and you'd wipe it out. And you also can carry like the AMRAAMs at the same time as the whatever. So you can shoot all your AMRAAMs at like Mach 2 at like 10,000 meters, and then descend, slow down, drop all your glide bombs, and go back to base. So I think I might have a hard time. I mean, I have Femboy Friday for thigh picks. Oh, well, Cockpit's not in the game yet. That's cool. It was like the only thing I was interested in. Or at least it's not rendered in. I don't know if I have to go like download like high definition plane textures, or it's just not here yet. So that's kind of a pointless review. I was hoping to like get like an idea of what the cockpit was like. So we'll just look at the radar, I guess. So options. So it even reverted my my radar to not the square interface. Target cycling, constant elevation, no. So I guess we'll take off and fly in this view. So this plane is going to get the CFTs. Let's see if I can... Drop tanks. Radar modes look basically the same with the addition of GMTI. So let's see if GMTI does anything here for us. But I don't expect that it will. Although we don't have any ground targets that are moving, so that is probably also the issue. Because I think the GMTI, the MTI part, probably stands for moving target indicator. Would be my guess. We got 60 by 10, 30 by 5, 120 by 10. TWS GMTI goes 60 by 5, 15 by 15, 30 by 10. Search is the same. TWS is the same as the other one, I think. PD head-on, PDB, GMTI. Holy moly, this feels like garbage. Because I think you have to take the what the fuck? I feel like I stepped in dog shit. Let's see. So there is no preset to not have the drop tanks. You do get BOL pods? 120 by 120? Or is that just... No, I'm probably just coping here. 240. Yeah, I think 240 is the normal amount of flares and chaff. And I don't know if you can take these... I think you can take these off, but you can't take them off and still carry, like, the gajillion AMRAMs and whatnot, because I think that CFTs are used as a mounting point. So I think we'll go min fuel and make sure we have the reference model. Camouflage reference. Okay, reference. Come on, you fat piece of shit. Let's go. This time we won't blow the gear off. Get all the drop tanks off. I mean, to me, it just feels like a F-15C with the drop tanks, or not the drop tanks, but the CFTs on. It might even feel worse than that, because I haven't even unlocked the 15C in the regular game yet. I haven't even spaded it. That's how like little I cared about the way the plane is exists. Although allegedly the Israeli one, the better engines makes it disgusting performance-wise, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that changed between now and patch day. So let's see. Yeah. I mean, let's see what this... I mean, the climb rate still seems pretty good, although I'm not climbing optimally. I should be at like Mach 1.1 to climb. But I mean, I think everyone's gonna play this plane exactly the same way as the 15C, but now you're gonna have a bunch of guided bombs. So you do the same thing, shoot 8 AMRAMs. Everyone has to turn away, and then you drop glide bombs on the ground battles and stuff, and then you win. So catch up to chat. Nothing really new in chat here. I mean, this thing control-wise just feels like it's just a heavier F-15. There is nothing outside of the ground attack ordnance. There's nothing going to be like especially remarkable about this one. Although the amount and the fact that you can carry, I think it's 8 AMRAMs, 20 SDBs, and then 6 of the AGM-65s means that I mean, I think Butters is definitely going to try to airfield camp the fuck out of people in this plane because I mean you got 8 AMRAMs and the AGM-65s you can throw at the runway threshold, and you can throw a small diameter bomb at runway threshold like every 30 seconds, and I mean 20 bombs times 30 seconds that's 10 minutes where if you spawn at the airfield at the wrong time you just die. You could technically do that, but I don't think that's actually going to be as productive as like it would be in theory. You'd have to probably get a bunch of people to actually do it. But it also might reduce, like, we also might see like a reduction in the effective game time for Sim. So I'm gonna like log back into feet picks and kind of go over, see what else there is to do if I missed anything. But I think it might reduce the effective time that sim games take to win on tickets. That could be a consequence. It also might equalize some of the Soviet like win rate issues, because if Grom 1 is flying across the map and blowing up the bomb points consistently, that means that the American side would never have like necessarily the outright advantage in like ticket bleed induced by bomb points. Because I think we'll take this and we'll unlock a couple of other things, and then I'll make a coffee and call it good. And give it probably about like 10 more minutes, and I'll end the stream. Because I think I've covered everything. I don't really want to play the game that much right now. Or at least like play the game and talk about playing the game at the same time. I've been talking like for an hour straight. Oh, I know I didn't look at the F-117. I'll look at the F-117 next. Because I think that plane's going to be neat, but useless. But neat. Totally forgot about American domination. So we said Grom. Okay, we still have the bomb targets selected. So let's go bomb target 3. And let's go up to altitude because I don't think it really matters. So bomb target 3 is over to our right. Yeah, sure. Grom 1, Grom 1, Grom 1, Grom 1. Yeah, we got an R-77 loadout. Let's try something here. Man, this radar would be really nice to have on like a fighter. But I mean, I think it's still gonna be. I think it'll be fine for this plane. It's just me versus one guy in an A-10, and he died. Womp womp. Yeah, we'll look at the 117. I'll give that a couple minutes. Oh, cockpit, SPO, RWR, and the new updated RWRs. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to hit the game capture button again. Here you go. You missed me taking off and shooting 4 Groms in an Su-34. So you didn't actually miss anything. So let's go where we said, so we said SPO 15. So I think SPO 15 will be on MiG-29 and it'll be on regular Su-27. Let's go F-11, F-117 is gonna be. I don't know what its BR and Sim is gonna be. I'm not gonna spend money to research it, but If it's 8.7, it's going to be useless in sim anyways, because that's like literally saber tier jets, and you have no armament, so it'd be kind of pointless. So I think if even if it is 8.7, you're probably going to see it more at other tiers anyways. So let's go take the 29 to Air RV. We should not have black screen right now. It should be Goog. I mean, I don't know if the glide bombs though. I don't think the glide bombs will explode on like the runway threshold of the airfield. Like even if you're targeting the runway with the glide bombs or the like with the bomb point, it might just be like the center of the airfield, and then you're kind of like stuck timing it to like hope people fly through them, which it probably like work, but not like it wouldn't be as foolproof. I don't think. So I mean, that's what it looks like. I don't know. I don't know what any of these like lights and stuff means. I mean, I'm assuming 10 degrees is the mark here, but it, like I you can kind of tell like the Soviets really didn't care about RWR design because like they put it like all the way down here, but it's kind of like out of your like field of vision. Like I feel like if you made the MiG 29 today and like did it smart, you'd probably like put it like there or like here. Like why is there a radar scope here when you have the radar scope that also is on the HUD? It's like a redundant thing. Like why couldn't you put it like in the guy's lap or something? I don't know. It is a bad spot for an RWR if you're actually gonna like have something that's usable, like in the real world. Let's see if we can get anything. I'm just Alright. Alright, we're gonna try it again because I wanted to see what the. Oh, well, it's supposed to be a data link and not a radar scope. Well, that'd be neat. Let's see. Is it just data link for AWACS or is it also data link for like the ground radar stuff? Because it could be a neat mechanic, but it could. Oh wait, I don't need to do. I don't know why I clicked test flight. This is stupid. It'd be a neat mechanic, but it could also be a really bad mechanic because like if you have like GCI and you have AWACS and you put them on both on like you have like the same thing on both teams, like one's analogous to the other. The team that still has like 8 players versus 4 is going to wipe out your AWACS with like a Fakor 90 and wipe out your ground control radar. So you basically you're flying around blind, and then you can't actually like get to theirs because like there's just too many people. So good in theory, could be like really like mediocre in practice. Hey, we got Afghanistan, the good map. I can pretend that this is Sim. And the afterburner effects are cool. Although, where's the where's the burn part? Like it's not finished or something. I forgot how ugly the standard MiG 29 skin for Russia was too. So we'll get off the runway here. So this is okay. So it's telling us 10 degrees right, 10 degrees left. Okay, so red circle is lock. It does say we're getting one from 90 degrees left as well. And like a lock. We'll put this guy at 12 o'clock. So flashing red. So, I mean, it does work now. Whether or not it's all that useful at a glance is kind of another, going to be like another issue. But it does work. It does all the lights and stuff blink. So, I mean, it's good for immersion. Remdigik. I don't think they're going to add bigger maps anytime soon. My understanding is the way that the game is programmed, that the 128 by 128 maps is the biggest that it can handle right now because of the way that planes and everything is tracked from a center datum point and blah blah. It's programmer speak for shit. I don't understand, but my understanding is there is like a physical limit on basically the way the game, the servers, the programming can track everything, and 128 by 128 is kind of like the biggest box they can do right now. Might be wrong. I also don't know if bigger maps really for Sim would change anything. For the most part, because people say like, oh, we want bigger maps, we want bigger maps. If you want the bigger map experience, you can play 4v4 on a 128 map, and then people don't like doing that because you fly around and you're just like, there's nothing to do most of the time. I'm doing like 2v2s on like 128 by 128 maps. It's kind of like finding like a needle in a haystack. That and bigger maps is still going to prioritize like people grouping up together, because it just means that me and like two buddies mog around in 3v1 guys, and there's nobody like even close by to like kind of like help them. So big maps solve problems, but they also like it's like everything else. Like you solve one problem, you create another one. That and like even with like radar missiles and stuff, like we thought that people were not going to prefer like small maps or flat maps, and you can go on the game and you're like there's still people playing fucking Tunisia with active radar missiles and shit. Like it's nuts. Basically, anytime you see like an experienced player, like I think every time I've ran into like Gordy or someone playing like SU-27, it's always like a small, tiny like flat map where like active radar missiles are like less like useful as far as like long range engagements go. Like I remember like probably like 3 or 4 months ago, I like took Grip and him and like all like 4 dudes were like in SU-27s. I just like flew in and shot 9Ms and then he landed and left. So it's like people say that like they want this thing, but they want this thing for like when their plane's going to be good in it and not when their plane's going to be bad in it, kind of thing. Let's look at the F-117 though. We're going to go all the way down to here. And this is a plane that's going to make people a little angry. So the neat thing is, the cockpit opens and closes, and because you can't really, you can kind of see behind you, but if you can lift this and see a little bit better, I think we're gonna see open cockpit F-117s in game. I think we're gonna see. I think that's gonna be like one of the first things these fucking people are gonna do. So let's look at our start our engine. We'll look at what our MFDs be doing. So we got one that's a HUD, and so we got just the HUD, targeting camera or just camera, and then we got the map. So I guess we can put the map, and then we got that. Let's see if we move this and lock it there, does it do that? Okay, so the target camera is in the center. So let's power up. It'd be really neat to be able to like control the targeting camera without being in the targeting camera view. Like if I could just like be on my stick and like do this and look up, see where I'm flying, and just do it this way, I'd be like more interested. So that'd be like a nice quality of life change. Oh fuck! What the? Okay. put it in damping. So the only thing that we have for weaponry is like 2 JDAMs. So you can go in and kill 2 ground targets and fly away. Or like half of a base. Let's see what we got here. Find our ground battle. We do have thermal, and look how nice having thermal makes things. So I'll go out and come back and bomb some trucks. And then I'll spin the flight model out and see if it's like actually controllable. As I said, as far as the bigger maps things go, I'm not a programmer. I'm not a game developer. I just know what I've been told, and I mean, information changes, but there's been no real indication of them adding bigger maps to the game. That and like at this point, like EC maps barely even work in their current state of like. A lot of times, like the ground convoys and stuff, like they spawn underground. The pathing that you see is not the path the vehicles take. I've had like the convoys drive into the water at least one time and just like be underneath the water on the coast of like Sinai. So do we get the targeting point in the HUD? Yeah, we do. Okay, cool. We got that. So we'll level off. And so we got 17,000 feet. And we'll drop 1 bomb there. And 1 bomb there. So it should be 1, 2. I think I might have waited too long to do that. So they might actually overshoot. So turn-wise, oh, it actually only dropped 1 of them. So do I need... So the bomb bay is open right now, so I'm vulnerable to Serbian SAMs. Let's just jettison this one. Let's see what Okay, manual controls. Let's be okay. So there's no elevator trim control. Oh no, I think it flies fine in manual, guys. I think it's fine. See, we're just gonna go into a spin, and we'll just spin recovery, automatic leveling, and we'll just let the plane fly itself. See, this is fine. I don't even. You cannot rock out of this either. I'm bailing out. I'm Owen Wilson. I'm gonna fly at the meta way. Man, if this plane had a gun like Ace Combat 4, it'd be so good. Someone needs to like find like classified documents. Like, no, they were gonna put a gun on this when they were looking at replacing this with the A10. The F-117 with GAU 30 would be so cool. So on takeoff, this thing's tail wants to dig into the runway. So that's something to be on the lookout for. JDAM. Okay, so I have to hit like 1 button to open the bomb bay, and then hit the button again to drop the bombs. And I don't know if the bomb bay being open is going to affect the radar cross section. I think the whole stealth thing is like kind of a gimmick right now, to be perfectly honest. So I don't think I don't think this plane, unless this plane's like not lockable by something like Panzer and like exists just to grief like SPA players in like ground battles. Um, this will be a LARPing plane. Let's see. I do kind of. If this plane did get glide bombs, that'd be kind of neat too. All right, let's see if we can find a Yemeni wedding to drop bombs on. Let's see, where's a church? Yeah, that'll have to do. So 1 press to open the bomb bay door. 2 to second one to drop it. So we don't have an air brake. We have no top visibility, so people are going to open their cockpit to not have this in the way. So, but you won't really have to see. You won't have to see it because they can't kill you because they don't have air-to-air weapons. Let's see what this thing is like. Has no flaps. Okay. Well, the good news is it looks cool. It's like that's the good news, and it's gonna be slow. I think making it fight against Korean war jets might actually be as bad as it fighting against other things. Like I think that might actually just be like worse. But I mean, it looks cool, and that's all I gotta say about that. So, does anyone have any final questions about this update before I can do anything? How fast can the plane go? I don't know. It's probably like 800 or so. We'll go test the top speed real quick. I'm gonna assume probably 800 kph, if that. And then, what do you mean by American RWR updates? As far as I know, basically the updates are that it doesn't, like I can't really, I don't think I can really test them out right now because I think it's just like a lot of planes that get the RWR updates. They won't detect things that they normally don't fight, and they're going to be replaced with, like instead of like detecting like it's exactly this like plane, like the J7 I think is getting rolled into like MiG-21 kind of thing. I think that's kind of the big change. I'll go play a game in a plane that you want, and you can look at it and see what you think. But I know the F4E might be getting changed too. Oh, cockpit display on A10C and 16C are changed, so I'll check that out real quick and test out the top speed of this thing. But I'm assuming it's probably like 700, 800. Nothing super fast. Let's see, I do. So we're up to 7, just about. He doesn't have a gun though. Well, he does not have a gun. If it had a gun, it'd be cool. Alright, so we made it up to 800. We're actually going past 800. So the problem is, unless this plane does like at least like 1140, um, it's not going to be faster than like 9.0 planes in the game. And just kind of like looking at the way that the speed is slowing down right now, or it's like the acceleration slowing down, probably like 1,000, barely. Critical speed warnings 980. Yeah, it rolls good. Let's see. Got up to 1,000. Yeah, I'm gonna say the top speed of this thing is basically 1,000 kph at sea level. Let's see if we can. Our turn at this is non-existent. Let's do a manual. Let's see at what point can we. So the wings will snap in manual too. So that's nice to know. Okay, one last thing. I'm gonna do this black screen switch so I can get into F16 and look at the RWR display and the changes, and that'll be like kind of the last thing I do because I think that'll answer pretty much everyone's dying questions for sim stuff. Down here, yep. And if we go game capture, should be good. And shockingly, nothing has the game has not killed itself alt tabbing this time. So maybe we. Oh, that's F16A. I don't want the 16A. I want the C, right? Which one do I want? Do I want the C, the A? I can turn on true airspeed and indicated airspeed, but I mean at sea level they're going to be basically the same. Like the difference between the two is going to be like within like 20 kph, and for the 117 it going 1050 versus 1000 is not gonna like it'll still be ran down by MiG 17, MiG 15, pretty much everything at like 8.0 to 9.0 for the most part. So gunless plane. It's still. We'll look at the 16A first. I'll do the C. So I mean, it looks like we get diamonds now, as opposed to circles before. And our question mark is a 0. I need to look at the patch notes and kind of like actually try to understand this because this might be detecting something that is not a fighter jet. So 512 rounds of cannon ammo. Why is my So we got 16. So on the normal display, the HUD display that's in the game, um, you get 16, and you get F16 on the thing. M is for missile. Turn away from that shit. I don't have that's probably defeated. So 29 is 29. I do like how it like flashes like that when like a new target comes up. It's kind of neat. Okay. So it also seems that SU-27 comes up as 29 still, which seems about normal. So I mean that's what the radar changes look like for his RWR. Let's see, missile launch tab on the cockpit lights up next to the RWR. I mean that was the 16A. I'm gonna take out the 16C. I think it's the same thing. I'm gonna take out the F4E because I know the F4E RWR I think is getting changed too. I don't want test flight. I want to put a crew in this and use it. Is anyone stupid enough? No, there's nobody dumb enough to play Sim. Oh, yeah, I forgot. The F4E doesn't have the correct cockpit. So on the F4F ICE with the RWR, you have it like here. You don't even have that right now, so that's kind of dumb and pointless. So I'm gonna take the ICE. That maybe they added like a HUD to the ICE. Imagine that. No, they don't. They definitely did not. I'm also gonna laugh when the F4F ICE is not actually changed in BR and be like, no, that was a placeholder BR on the development server. Come here, motherfucker. I'm the best plane in the game. Let's go. Let's see, F14. So it seems the cockpit one is just straight up the same as the displayed one, but just less useful. Because like you can see on this one, like I got the F15, I got a 14 that was pinging as well, but the kind of like the field of view, like the distance at, like you see the 14 clearly on one, and like the bottom half of the circle on the other. So. And he died. So yeah, the cockpit one for the F4 is still the same as what it looks like. Yep. Didn't have the bind to switch to between chaff and flares, but I mean that's the RWR changes. So I mean, very last thing, I think that answers everything. I think we can see that um, we get like 3 new planes that are upgrades to kind of existing ones, or side grades to them at least. Because we can do the Britain. Like, this is the only thing I haven't didn't really play, and it's a tornado, and it has brimstones. So, anyways, that's the stream. I'm gonna go get food and go do something else. Anyways.